Gamal Mansour is a political scientist and lecturer at the University of Toronto, specializing in Syrian and Israeli affairs. And he's joining us live from the Syrian capital. Thank you very much for staying with us this morning. So as President Sharar asks the parties to commit to this ceasefire, just how much has the latest unrest involving Syria's minorities highlighted just how difficult it would be for the Syrian government to unite this country?
Thank you for hosting me again, Elizabeth. Thank you for this excellent question. I think we're looking at Syria as a state in formation. This is a state that has not been formed yet. It is in the beginnings of its formation, and it's facing the challenges and difficulties of a state being formed. On top of the debris of the previous regime's attempts at sabotaging and successfully booby-trapping the state, its institutions, as well as social relations between the different components of Syria. Syria is a diverse country with many communities, as you suggested. These relations have been thoroughly destroyed throughout the past 5 decades. It is now incumbent upon the state in formation under the leadership of Ahmad Sharar of reestablishing a new and improved version of state-society relations. In this task, it is facing a lot of difficulties. It's not an easy task to handle with the tools at hand. There are lots of things that are missing from his toolkit. But at the same time, there could be a little more, say, integration of forces. There could be a more coherent strategy of state relations with the society that have not been on display at certain specific junctures, such as you suggested, the coastal region events that have been behind us right now for the past 4 months. And now, these are critical junctures in the establishment of the Syrian state as a law and order state, as a force for stability. In both these cases, there have been spectacular losses of confidence between the state and society because of some lack of capacity on the one hand at certain times, but also lack of judgment and kind of knee-jerk reactions at certain other times. These need to be patched up, and they're costing the state in the future, in the coming few months, a lot of social political capital that it could have afforded not to lose by gently and deftly managing these relationships, such as not allowing, for example, the penetration of these vigilante groups of Arab tribes to go into Suwayda and then become out of control, and then having to contain them at a huge political cost and losing the good faith of a large part of Suwayda's Druze community. These could have been avoided. And these show two things: the lack of capacity on the one hand, but also the learning while you're going process state in formation at the same time.
A state in formation that no shortage of countries would like to see succeed, with one notable exception on the border, Israel. How is Israel's involvement in Syria complicating the government's efforts towards national unity?
I mean, as we've discussed prior, it certainly doesn't help. Israel is in no way or shape or form invested in helping the Syrian regime. It is not invested in trying to make things easier for the Syrian regime. Having said that, I will stop short of suggesting that Israel is invested, on the other hand, in the reverse of that, of making life impossible for the Syrian regime or making life difficult or even toppling the Syrian regime. It is somewhere in between. Israel wants to basically reinstate and reconfirm its hegemony in all matters security from the Israeli borders up to Tehran. Syria is involved in between. Israel wants everybody to know it's the top dog, so to speak. It is the law enforcement, end of the line. Whatever Israel says is okay should be okay. Whatever it says it isn't, it isn't. This is the kind of attempt that Israel is utilizing in the Syrian file, and it's using also its leverage to kind of not allow the Syrian state an easy time, because it is its counterpart in negotiations right now for a peace settlement. Why not use the leverage that you can to make your, other side a lot less capable of extracting certain conditions from you? If you can allow them to be weaker and extract more concessions from them, then that's a good thing for you to do. Other than that, I think Israel is not in any way, shape, or form, overly invested in anything in Syria except, let's say, reconfirming its security hegemony, especially in southern Syria, holding on to its territorial gains in the Golan Heights, but also the additional buffer zones, so to speak, that it had put its hands on in the past few months, and then using them as leverage and bargaining chips to extract more concessions from the Syrian regime.
Gamal Mansour, thank you very much for your insights on the story. We appreciate it.
Thank you for hosting me.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.